Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessye Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too. Because booze!
So, hey everybody, welcome.
Hello.
We're back at it.
Back at it again.
I know, I think we missed last week.
It's a possibility.
Well, I don't even remember. Life's been crazy.
Life has been crazy. Life's always crazy.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Today we're going to talk about some real cool stuff. We're going to make some secret crafts.
I know, I'm very excited about the secret crafts.
Okay.
I'm setting up the secret crafts as we speak, which is why I'm distracted.
I'm a little
But I won't
nervous
be
about the secret crafts.
shortly.
They have to do with my birthday.
It doesn't really.
Oh, just kidding.
I was just signing you up for something that you don't know about. Oh, it's terrible, huh?
Okay.
Okay. So, what were you up to this weekend?
This weekend we mostly just been looking at some houses.
Eek, that's so exciting.
I know. Still kind of trying to find something. It's the most scariest thing ever.
It is. It's kind of terrifying.
And everything just happens. It's like so fast. You know, you go look at a place. She'll be like, so you want to make an offer? We have to make an offer now. They already have to. Like,
right.
Because right now it's like complete seller's market. There's hardly any houses up. It's like really low. We're looking in like the worst possible time ever. But so yeah, it's just pretty much like this house has been on the market for a day. Somebody's already interested. So
Oh my
if
gosh.
you want it, we have to act now.
Yes, immediately.
And I'm like, this
Well,
is so scary. But
my advice would be just to like, if it happens, it happens, right? Like if you find something you absolutely love, you'll know it.
yeah.
And you'll know that that's what you should make an offer on.
Right.
And like if it doesn't happen, maybe you hold out until it's not such a seller's market.
Right, I know. Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not like anyone's, got you on the chopping block or anything.
Right. It's so funny because, like, especially with your first house, there's not everything you want is going to be there, right? There's gonna be
Right. You gotta start somewhere.
So, yeah, that's why everybody's like, you'll know. And I'm like, I'm sure I'll know, but there's going to be stuff that I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to not like it, and it's going to be fine. But, so there are definitely some that are better than others, and some where I can tell I'm just like,
Right.
And there's even been a few where we looked at them, and I was like, kind of everything seems right, but I'm like, just my gut is saying no
This
for
isn't
some
it.
reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well,
it's interesting life,
It
adulting
is.
and whatnot.
I am terrified to ever own a house again, to be quite honest.
Really?
I mean, it was really great building my own house because I could
Do what you want.
to an extent. I mean, it was our first house. We were young. It's not like we had unlimited resources.
Right.
Up in Chester, everything you do has to be engineered for snow load.
Right.
And there's like all this other stuff, and you have to dig foundations. And I mean, down here, you pour a slab and build a house.
Right.
It's so different. So we already had a set of plans that were engineered, and we could make changes to like non-bearing walls,
Right.
stuff like that. And, obviously decorative type things. But it was awesome being able to choose all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I'm renting a house that I'm like, oh God, why did these people put gold, like, poles on the doors? What were they thinking? It's so 80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's definitely, when we were even looking to rent, like, we looked everywhere, and it's super hard to find rentals in Chico.
Yeah.
And we
If you're not a college student, especially.
Oh my God. Well, if you don't want to share a house with 5 of your frat bros,
Right.
dude, and
Yeah.
play beer pong out back.
Right.
Not that we've never played beer
Which
pong.
I was going to say that sounds like Blake and I's house. And we even talk about, because especially finding what we want is a little more expensive than we were kind of hoping. But so we're kind of thinking even, find like a student that doesn't want to be in the midst of all that and rent out a room if we get a big enough house. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's totally an option, especially when you don't have kids and stuff. Like, you don't have to worry about it so much. I definitely, once there's kids involved, it's this person is around your child. What kind of influence are they? Are they going to wake up them up during their naps? Everything gets way more convoluted. So.
Right. Yeah. Today Blake asked me, like, how long would you want to have like somebody renting a room if we did that? And I'm like, we'd stop as soon as I got pregnant someday.
Yeah.
Or like before if we wanted to.
If you're planning it. You're like, you have to move out because I have to paint this. It's going to be the nursery.
Yeah. So that's a thought that's coming through.
Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Exactly. Or before we get a renter, we were thinking that we could tell Chico Heat that we can house a Chico Heat player.
That would be so fun.
And then you get free season tickets.
What the what?
What the what? I know.
Well, I'm so bitter, speaking of season tickets.
That there were half off deals?
How did we miss that?
I don't know.
Do you want to know what is the most depressing thing about this?
Can we just clarify? The Chico Heat is a local baseball team.
It's like the Pacific Sun League or something.
I don't know about the league.
It's local baseball.
Yeah, and it's like not even semi-pro. And it used to be semi-pro. Now it's not. It's like
they're just their own thing.
Yeah, they're college kids.
Mostly, yeah.
That are kind of in between seasons and
are playing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they work that. Like, do they not get paid?
No.
Oh,
they do not
okay.
get paid.
Because I'm like, how can you,
That's
it's
why
the
they give
whole,
them...
I'm not going pro so I can...
Right. I
still
kinda,
compete in the Olympics.
Exactly. I kind of wonder if they get kind of like a food stipend. I haven't figured that out for sure.
Right.
But they do get the free housing from people in the community that are like, hey, I have a room. We don't mind having a baseball guy in here.
You're not being like paid a salary, but you're being reimbursed for living expenses. You know, something along those lines.
Yeah. Because they tell, and the thing, because we were looking up what it takes to have a Chico Heat person in your room last year. And they're like, yeah, you don't have to feed them or anything. You literally just have to have a
place for them to stay.
For them to sleep.
Oh, that's cool.
So
and possibly shower.
Yeah. That would be nice. We can keep the boys clean.
Hot, sweaty Chico summers.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah. So we talked last year about doing season tickets and us both getting them adjacent to each other so we could swap them back and forth and have other people come to games and stuff. And then we can take the kids, to some. Plus, the four of us just get to go to baseball games, which is fun.
We love it.
Yeah, we managed to actually get to at least one last year.
One, I think only one we went together.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we were there a lot.
I think I went to 6 or 7 throughout the season.
Yeah, we went to, I think we went to 5. But then we also went to like 3 or 4 Giants games last year, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we only did 2 last year.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, but the year before we went to like, I don't even know, a whole bunch.
A bazillion. Yeah, so the depressing thing is that I went to the Chico Heat store on Black Friday.
What?
I know, you're gonna shoot me because...
Did they say they had the deal?
No, I didn't know. So I was taking the boys to go buy something for Adam for Christmas, dear husband.
Adam equals dear husband. Everybody from here on out.
So he likes the Heat, obviously, and he didn't have a Heat like t-shirt or anything. So I went and got him one of those like jersey knit ones that are like cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
It's so hot.
So hot.
So hot.
So hot.
I don't think we can express in your ears how hot it is.
Just imagine your legs sticking together and
everything sticking together.
Well, and then there's me, and during this, well, especially this last summer, was a little heavier than I'd been. I didn't even have any shorts that fit.
Oh,
so
God.
I was like literally in pants every time I went, like jeans.
I know. I was the same way. And like,
And I refused to go buy a pair of shorts that fit. Why?
Right.
I'm not sure.
I went and bought 2, but like, they're like Bermuda short length because I was like, nobody needs to see the thunder thighs.
Oh, what's going on?
Way up here.
Yeah.
That are milky white.
That is also my problem. One of the whitest humans you've ever seen.
The other day we were at work talking about like skin color, and we've got like every race of people, you know, we're all sitting around a table. I mean, obviously not every race of people, but a diverse group.
Yes.
So our doctor that was there that day is Asian. One of the girls sitting with us is African American, and then we have 2 Mexican girls and me sitting there, and we're all talking and joking around, whatever. And so, like, they start teasing Lavon, the African American girl, and calling her chocolate. Like, and so then one of the Mexican girls is like, oh no, see, I'm not as dark as, you know, this person. So she's like, they're sitting there giving each other like all different names based on their color.
Their skin color.
And so our doctor says that he's like dulce de leche. And I was like, oh, I'm just la leche.
Milk. That's my color.
I'm so pasty.
It's so
It
bad.
was
I gotta
crazy.
get in the sun more often.
I love the sun, and I get out in it no matter how hot it is, but I also slather myself in sunscreen. So
That's smart. It really is
I'm not going
smart.
to get a tan, but I'm also not going to get the skin cancer.
Correct.
I hope.
Yeah, my grandparents, I hope that's, yeah. My grandparents go through they've got a lot of skin cancer, so they're constantly going and getting all
I know.
that crap taken off them, and it's
Burned.
like sad. My grandma's got this massive one. She just did this last week on her arm. It's probably like 2 inches long. It's just like, she's just got these Frankenstein looking stitches, you know?
It's
like,
scary.
oh, and she's like, they itch.
And that's like, if it's mild
Right.
and not hideous and like terminal.
Yeah.
I know a guy who got it on his forehead, and it like grew roots into his brain and killed him.
Oh.
So
Wear sunscreen, people.
yeah, put on at least some SPF 15.
PSA from Booze and Glue. Don't get too drunk that you forget sunscreen.
Drink beer in the sun, slap that sunscreen on. Enjoy it. But yeah, protect your skin.
Protect
it's
the
the
skin.
only skin you ever get.
That is true. I didn't put this on the list of things to talk about.
Yeah.
But I need to talk about
We
this.
shouldn't tell people we have a list of things to talk about. Even though the last episode we let out was all about how we love to make lists.
I do love the list.
I do.
So, I think I told everybody that I tested positive for TB. Right? Got my chest x-ray. I don't actually have TB. But then they were still figuring out what I was going to have to do to fix it.
To get the clear for work, right?
Well, work doesn't care. As long as I don't have the active form of it, I can be there. That's fine. But, so I talked to the nurse, and she talked to public health, who I guess deals with cases of tuberculosis and tells you what you should or shouldn't do.
any like highly contagious disease.
Right.
We've had to report people with like syphilis. Syphilis can show up in your eye, people.
That's scary.
We will know what you've been up to.
So she talks to them, and they're like, well, either you can choose not to take any meds, and that's your choice, so nobody cares.
Right.
But it, like 10% of people, it becomes active at some point in their life, which is kind of a small percentage.
Right.
But big enough that I don't really want to chance it. And then she told me if you were to ever, like, get cancer.
Right. You
At some
told me
point-
that you'd have to do the TB course first.
Right.
Before you
I
could treat.
get cancer treatment. So
Which
I'm
is
like,
insane to me.
Right.
Is it 6 months?
6 to 9.
Okay, so in some forms of cancer, like that might be all you, like your shot
My time.
at getting it taken care of.
Right.
That's
so that's why
nuts.
I'm like, I'm fine dealing with it. But here's the kicker. I'm pretty sure that the medication, which I haven't even gotten prescribed yet, I can't drink. It's gonna be booze and fake booze and glue.
I'm just going to have to drink all of your wine and be drunk for both of us.
That'd be great.
Oh, God.
But
We're going to have to switch recording to not a work night.
Yes. So everybody has to bear with me
Right.
while I'm taking this medication. And just know that in my heart of hearts, I want to be drinking a glass of wine.
We'll make you some, like, club soda and cranberry with a lime.
That'd be great.
You feel fancy.
Maybe I'll just drink some O'Doul's.
There you go. You're like, I'm beering it up, people.
Some non-alcoholic beer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be kind of crazy, but
Well,
I definitely would rather take care of it now than have to deal with it later in life.
Yeah, that's kind of a big chance to take.
Yeah. And I'm like, who would not?
Well, I mean, there are definitely people out there who are like, as like hands off with medicine as they can be.
That's very true.
You know, like they won't take an aspirin or whatever, so they probably wouldn't. But I'm also, when I look at like odds of things, I'm kind of a pessimist because I will like be, okay, so 10% chance is 10 out of 100, right?
Yeah.
Or 1 out of every 10. I'm in a group of 10 people all the freaking time. Yeah. And I start looking around and going like, okay, it could easily be me, you know?
Well, and my mom always
Is that math right?
Yeah. But like my mom always jokes and it's kind of like, I tend to be one of those people that if it's going to happen to anybody, it's going to happen to me.
Right?
Which I feel like is just so cliche. Like really, I don't get every disease known to man. But like I'm allergic to penicillin.
Me too.
It's like the world's healing drug. And every time I get sick, the doctor's like, okay, we'll give you penicillin. I'm like, no, please don't.
Also, if you get syphilis,
that's going to be rough.
You can't take, penicillin is the cure. What are you going to do?
Well, then I might have to just pass out and get hives for a week.
Yeah, for real.
But
it's terrible. Don't get syphilis.
I'm going to try.
This is another PSA.
I'm going to really try not to. Syphilis is bad. Okay. And then, like when I got my wisdom teeth out, I got dry sockets and I did everything they asked me. And I'm like, how did I still get dry sockets?
You weren't like smoking and sucking on a straw at the same time? No.
And I didn't even hardly eat because it hurt so bad. And
they're God, I had the bad experience with this wisdom teeth.
So I'm like, why did this happen to me? He's like,
I still can't eat chocolate pudding.
Yeah, he's like, it just happens to like 5% of people. Or I'm like, why me? Why? Like, those are just 2 examples. But
yeah,
if it's going to happen to me.
That's like half a person if you're standing in a group of 10. This half is gonna get a dry socket.
So dealing with the TB, you know?
Bummer. That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens, I'll support you.
Thanks, Tab. We're gonna have a booze-free podcast. It's gonna be great.
And we'll just update, like, our Twitter and everything, and it'll just say, like, because my personal Twitter says, like, 1/2 of Booze and Glues, and you can just put, like, the sober half of Booze and Glues. I can literally be the booze, and you can be the glues.
I love it.
For that 6 to 9 months.
I love it.
And then what do they do? Just retest you and see if you're all okay?
Well, they can't even, there's not even really a test, I don't think, to see if you have the non-active form.
Oh, lordy.
So it's just that reaction test.
Yeah.
But you could have even, like, I could have even just been close to somebody that had it and I'd still react and I don't even have it. It's all just like this game of chance.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
It is, I think.
What if you just had an allergic reaction to the test?
And that could be.
You're allergic to penicillin. Are you allergic to anything else?
I think there's one other form of illin that...
Oh, all the illins are in a group. Like, penicillin's like the mothership, and then, like, amoxicillin and...
It's like, I thought it was... I don't know. I don't even know the names.
I'm getting to the point where I have few antibiotics I can take.
That's scary.
Yeah.
No, the other ones
and the boys, my kids...
Oh, they're the same way?
Have already had reactions and they're young. Like,
what was your reaction like?
Oh, well, actually, both of them, I got, like, it started with my ears getting really hot, and then they just turned beet red and started swelling, and then just started swelling down my neck. And that's when I drank a bottle of Benadryl and called the doctor. I was like, I have to stop this now.
Yeah, mine wasn't, like, really crazy. So, like, I passed out in the bathroom.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But
I mean,
I always wonder, if I'm... The
if you were
passing out
sick.
could have just been because I was sick. But
Right.
I think it happened twice. And that's when we were like, we should probably stop this. But then my arms also... I wouldn't even call it like a rash. It's just like... gets all red and veiny and weird.
I get so after once it's swelled down my neck, then it starts spreading to my whole entire body, turns beet red, and it doesn't look like a rash. It looks like it's just solid red, but then if you look close, there's little pinpoints in it.
Oh.
And that's, I was like, I don't think I should take this anymore.
Yeah, mine wasn't crazy, but the doctor was like, we shouldn't really try again and see if it gets worse.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
So.
Well, and the boy's dad is also allergic to penicillin and cephalosporins.
Wow.
So the boys, I think, just didn't have a chance in hell.
No.
It's not great.
Sorry, boys.
Sorry, kids. One of the fabulous things we passed on to you. We passed on some good stuff, too.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you can't blame us for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents jacked me up, but it wasn't all genetic.
Exactly.
Some of that's just mental.
And they're going to get some of that, too.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they gotta have something to talk to their therapist about. That's my...
Right.
That's my bottom line. I'm like, hey, my parents screwed me up. I'm going to screw up you, and you're going to screw up your kids, and that's just life. I've almost drank all this wine already.
That's pretty good.
I had a rough freaking day. My doctor was being a pill.
Oh.
And then also all the car stress because my battery died. And I thought that was going to be an easy fix. And I shopped around, found a battery, a good battery with a mail-in rebate, and they were having a sale. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to go get this battery. It was at Pet Boys.
I hate that place.
Don't go to Pet Boys. I'm just putting it out there. We will never be sponsored by Pet Boys.
I don't care. They really made me mad once.
Oh, I swear every single time anyone I know has gone there, it's been major issues.
We're going to have Pet Boys story night one day.
Yeah. I sent your husband to Pet Boys. I was like, look, they have free installation for the battery. It's kind of a pill to get that battery out. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use the word pill all the time, I guess. I'm just gonna
booze and pills and glues.
Oh God, this could be a whole other
That
podcast.
should be the title of this one.
So I sent him down figuring I had the worst headache from multiple falls on rollerblades the day before. At my nephew's birthday party. Whole other story. So he goes down, they change the battery. It had died twice and I had jumped it. So it was, okay. It sat overnight, started that morning, drove it to Pet Boys. They changed the battery, hasn't started since. They said the starter's bad. I'm like, pretty sure it was fine when I brought it to you. Considering it started, and also it could be jumped.
They're the worst.
And so I'm just so irritated.
They're the worst.
Oh, they're really bad.
You want to know my trick with batteries?
What?
Well, I leave my lights on all the time, and which tends to run my battery out really fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this your trick to kill your battery?
Well, no, just wait.
Okay.
So I buy my batteries at Kragen. I don't think it's called Kragen anymore. O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah. So I buy it there. And
we will be sponsored by them.
They're great. Or after what they hear that I do, they might not like me very much. So I get the one, it's got a whatever year warranty. It's 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
My battery never lasts that long because I always leave my lights
swap
on.
it out?
Swap it out for free. I haven't paid for a battery in 10 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, my last battery I got at Napa, and because we were a Napa Auto Parts shop when I owned the shop with my ex, and so why not, right? We got good prices and stuff, and they have warranties on their batteries too, but their batteries are notorious for not lasting as long as they should. So I would get them
a free one.
Right. I would just swap them out, but I couldn't read the date on this one because there was corrosion, and so I was like, okay, we're just going to start from scratch. Same thing, 4-year warranty. Figured, with everything else, it was a really good deal and a good battery.
Right.
And if they would do the labor for me, great. Then I don't have to spend an hour of my Sunday, like, working on my car.
Yeah.
I can change the battery my dang self. But I didn't.
Maybe
and
you
now
should've.
I'm regretting it. And sweet dear husband doesn't know anything about cars at all. He calls
Blake knows
me.
a little about cars, but could you, like, fix one? No.
He called me from the place and he's like, I don't know what's happening. And he's telling me everything that the guy's telling him. And I'm just like, oh, hell no. I'm like, let me talk to the mechanic. So I got on the phone with the guy and I'm like, I want you to explain everything that's going on. So he gives me the spiel, like, what happened? Oh, your starter must be bad. It's going to be about $650 to replace that. I'm like, no, you're not authorized to do any more work. Park it outside. I will have it towed. I have free towing. Like, I will take it to my mechanic, Mario, your dude.
Mario,
He's the
he
best.
fixed mine.
And,
Mario, he was a little weird this last time. We could talk about that too.
Oh, yeah. No, he's always super honest. And he's
great.
down to earth. And I mean, honestly, I told him straight out when I first started going to him, like, I used to have a mechanic shop with my ex. He's going to run everything that you quote me through Mitchell, like, which is the guy
Right.
that, like, you know,
Yeah.
gives you the hours and pricing and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, and so he knows that he, you know, like, he's
He can't screw around.
legit. Yeah.
I don't think he would.
No,
anyways,
he's
but-
got, I mean, everyone talks so highly of him.
Yeah.
And even when I called him and I was like, listen, like, this is what's going on, he's like, what the heck? You know, like, that's just too coincidental. And I'm like, you're telling me. He's like, did they smack the starter motor with a hammer to see if it would just start? Because they sometimes, like, the flywheel gets stuck. And so this is a car talk show now, apparently. But, yeah, he's like, oh, did they try just smacking it with a hammer? Which is exactly what my dad said. And so I'm like, okay, you're legit. I know he's not going to screw me over. He's going
Right.
to try to smack it with a hammer and see if it works first and then go, here you go.
Yeah.
You know, which is great. He's kind of a goof, but
Yeah.
I like him.
No, this last time it was funny because I brought it in. I said, my coolant is leaking. And he's like, well, don't drive it here. I'm like, well, I've just been filling it up
Right.
and driving it and then filling,
filling
it
it
up. And I'm like, so I'll just fill it up and drive it there.
And we can always find where Jessye is because there's a trail of
Yes.
coolant.
Exactly. So, so I just told him, you know, I didn't know what's wrong.
Right.
I have a coolant leak. He just wrote on the thing, coolant leak. Didn't give me an estimate or anything because he doesn't know what's wrong. He can't
Right.
give me an estimate. I'm waiting for
He's
a
got
phone
to diagnose it.
Right.
Right.
Waiting for a phone call. It's been like a day and a half. I don't hear from him. And I'm like, maybe he hasn't gotten to it. He had tons of cars outside.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
figured he was busy. I wasn't
Same
even worried
thing
about
today.
it. And then he calls me and he's like, all right, well, I had to order a part. That's why it took so long, but it's done.
Oh, yeah, he tried that on me one time, too, and I was like, dude, you should have called me and told me what was up first, please, thank you.
I know, I was just like,
Because same thing.
Okay.
Today, so we go get it towed in the freaking torrential downpour, and the wind was insane.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
It was so windy, like, it was like blowing me across the parking lot. It was nuts. But, so the poor tow truck driver, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm so sorry. But, because he's out working in it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to tip your tow truck drivers.
I had no idea.
Yeah, my dad used to drive tow trucks for a short period of time.
He's done a lot
My
of
dad's
things.
done so many things, but yeah, you should tip him, especially if it's crummy weather. So
Yeah.
I told that, I'm like, go take a tip to him, and he's like,
PSA
what?
announcement. Tip your tow workers.
Tip your tow truck driver. He's gonna super appreciate it. Maybe it's not like
I should be
standard.
I should be careful when I say tow workers. Like you could tip your podiatrist too if you'd like. But
I don't think doctors like appreciate being tipped. They might. I don't know.
maybe they
I
work
feel like
really well on your toes.
They think that's below them. But what if
Could
you got to tip your pedicurist?
be. Okay, so those tow workers,
Those
do
tow
that
workers,
for sure.
for sure. Yeah, so we like brought it in. He did the same thing. He wrote on the estimate, doesn't start or no start, exclamation. And then you sign it, and I'm like, what else is he going to fill in on this piece of paper with my signature on it? Who knows?
I know. Which it was fine. And I think he would have called if it was something crazy. Like, I think it was $220 or something. Because Jetta's Volkswagens really have just plastic parts.
Right.
Throughout the whole engine. They get hot. They're right next to the engine.
They melt.
They melt. They
Boom.
don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. And, so, $220. Okay. I would hope that if he would have called and been like, it was $750, he would have called.
Oh,
But-
no. My last one where that same kind of situation went down was like $600.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
I was
maybe
like,
I shouldn't assume he's going to call.
what?
I mean,
what happened?
Trust me, 220 isn't chump change or anything.
No.
But, I mean, I figured he's got to do something on it. It's going
Right.
to cost a little bit of money.
And it was a fairly big issue. I have got some luck because the last 2 times that my car has like decided to spaz out on me, it's like I schedule a tattoo appointment because
You had
I'm
one
like
today?
but
Oh.
I just scheduled one. I'm like,
What are you getting?
I saved up money. I schedule a tattoo appointment. My car dies. And then I have to
Oh.
so I had to replace the camshaft sensors, which I did myself. But still a couple $100 in parts.
Right.
And then the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold cracked. So that's what he had to replace. That was like $600, and that took away my tattoo. And I was like, okay, I have to save money again. So I've been saving money for like a year again, just because I feel guilty spending money on tattoos, but I love them. I'm gonna get my left arm sleeved. Well, so I have like a third of a sleeve right now, ish.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go up to about
So she's
armpit
gonna go
level.
to 2/3 or 3/4.
I think this is, definitely 3/4, if not more.
I like it.
Might be, yeah.
What are you doing? You don't want to tell?
He's drawn me some like roses, and there's gonna be some more to match kind of the filigree and brocade stuff that I have in the in-betweens.
Love it.
But this is all gonna be black still, except for the roses. It'll be fun.
I think
Anyway.
I decided what my next one might be if I ever got another one.
Is it a lion?
No.
I thought you were gonna get a big badass lion on your leg.
Yeah.
Gave up.
My grandma loves cacti. So I want to get a cactus.
Oh.
There's one in particular in her backyard that is like their favorite. It like blooms every year.
Do you know what kind it is?
Nope.
I know way too much about cacti.
I'm going to take a picture of it and bring it to Derek because it's kind of like ugly. It's not really like, it's not
a
like
standard uniform.
yeah, like
Here's
a-
my perfect cactus.
right. So see
You
if
want
we
it
can-
to be like her cactus.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because I love my grandma.
Yeah.
She's my most favoritist.
Somebody I know got like a leaf tattooed on them from their grandma's
Brian.
house. Yes. I didn't want to have to explain the whole relationship.
Somebody tab knows.
Dear husband's brother. My brother-in-law.
There we go.
That's easy. My brother-in-law got a leaf tattooed on his arm and then like it says grandma. And he went and got a leaf from her tree in her yard.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was
I
like-
didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was like her leaf,
That's sweet.
which is kind of cute. She's fidgeting. And she's probably fidgeting because she doesn't know what we're up to.
I could be. I don't have a craft to do.
We've been chatting for a long time. So I mostly just wanted to induct you into the Nerd Hall of Fame.
I don't know if I deserve to be in the Nerd Hall of Fame.
Okay. So our craft for tonight, we are going to make bows for our hair.
Love it.
We have an upcoming trivia night.
We get to dress up for trivia night.
Yes, we have an upcoming Harry Potter trivia night.
Good Lord. We'll see if I wear this in public, people.
Oh, you are going to wear it in public. You're going to put it on top of your little messy bun and you're going to smile.
I do have a messy bun literally every Wednesday.
I've got a messy bun right now, too. Actually, after the whole tow truck experience and being out in the wind, my hair is a disaster. Okay, so I know you're not super into Harry Potter.
It's okay.
Have you watched the movies?
No.
None.
I might have seen the first one.
Well, that's the lamest one.
You know, I feel like if I watched them and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, but the book, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, I haven't read it. And I'll be like, you can't even watch it. And okay, so
Okay, that's not true.
here's my relationship with Harry Potter. I wanted,
Do tell.
just like everybody in the world at the time, like, when was it? 2000 or something?
The last book.
No, the first one. When did that come out?
Oh, I was going backwards. Because I was like, the last book came out, I want to say 2006-ish, maybe 2005. I feel like I was pregnant or Jackson was a baby. So, yeah, scooch back.
2000s.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
And
Earlies?
so I'm like 10-ish. Okay? And just like the whole entire world, I want to read Harry Potter.
Oh, no. Is it a church thing?
No.
Oh, good. Because those people make me want to sock them in the jugular.
Those people can just shove it. So, we're going to make all church people not like us. We love
go
Jesus.
to church. We love Jesus. I go to church. I just think it's ridiculous to, like, draw a line with, like, you can't
It's a book.
be involved in this part of Fantasyland because it's about magic.
It's
I
a
mean,
book.
do you really want to get into that?
Doesn't
They
it?
do magic in Cinderella. Are you not allowed to watch Cinderella? Because the fairy godmothers? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Correct. So no, I read the first book, and I just like I read it all because you know they're not the
That's
most
also the lamest book.
okay. But like zero amounts of me was like I need to read another book.
Oh.
So my grandma's super stoked. She bought me the second one for Christmas or something, and I was like, great. I can't tell anybody I hate this book because everybody is like,
You will be a social outcast.
right. So I lost the book. I don't remember how I lost it, but I remember being like, I'm going to lose this here, and I'm never going to ask for
I hope
another
you
one.
just like walked home from school and just like dropped it on your way home, and some kid behind you was going like, whoa, you dropped your book, and you were like, la, 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 I can't hear you. And then they opened it and it was like, ah.
And they were enlightened with Harry Potter.
Yeah, and it like changed someone's life, and you didn't just like let your dog eat it.
I also just don't, I've never loved to read.
Oh, I love to read.
So,
I'm super nerdy. But so let me tell you about my relationship with Harry Potter.
we can make Harry Potter bow still. But go ahead.
I held out on Harry Potter for so long. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just not. Mostly anything that becomes super popular, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this because everyone else is. So
Okay.
I just stay away. I'm like, oh, everyone thinks this is like the cool new thing. I'm going to do
Forget
the
it.
opposite.
Okay.
So I stayed far, far away from Harry Potter for many years. Now, Andrew is close to your same age, my youngest brother.
Yes.
So he was like crazy into Harry Potter. Super Harry Potter nerd. Totally like just in the world. And and
Going with it, the flow.
and I was like, oh dude, like you gotta chill. But he convinced me to watch the movies with him. So I watched, and I think at the time, maybe the first 5 were out.
My goodness gracious.
So that's how long I held out. They had made 5 Harry Potter movies. So I think well, it was before the last book came out. I know that for sure. But so I think I watched the first several movies, and I was like, oh, I like this. And I think I am going to read the books because I love to read, and the books are always better than the movies. So
Right.
I was like, I'm getting on board. So I buzzed through, read them all, and I finished the 6th book like 2 months before the 7th book came out.
Okay.
So I was like waiting for the last book to come out. Had it, on Amazon, like
ready to go.
pre-ordered. It showed up on my doorstep the day it came out, and I read the whole thing straight through because I like to read. You're looking at me like that's just not something you comprehend.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, I love reading. But
I try real hard, but nope.
it was, a few years in between till all the rest of the movies came out. So I watched the rest of those. actually went to the last movie with my 2 sister-in-laws and was like sitting in between them, and they still make fun of me because I like bawled the entire movie. Like, from beginning to end, I was crying, sobbing, and they both were looking at me just like, I can't believe I'm in public with you right now. I'm glad this is a dark theater. It was interesting. Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't, like, jump on the Harry Potter bandwagon.
Till
way late. And once I did, I never regretted it.
We'll see. I think my problem is I almost said I'm not a good reader. That's not really what I'm trying.
I know, read good.
I read actually very well. But and I'm surprised you don't have the same problem as I do. But I can sit there and read a book, and I've read 25 pages or something, and then I realize I have no effing idea what I was just reading.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that happens 100 times.
I can, like, barely skim something and absorb everything. Some reason, that's,
me.
like, the thing I'm good at. When we did, you remember doing, like, this STAR testing when you were in school? Yeah. I scored in the 99th percentile for reading comprehension.
Yeah, I think I had the same problem in elementary. I would be so focused on reading so quickly.
Right.
And getting through the test that I'd read a question and then be like, oh, I didn't read any. I was just focusing on getting through it.
Yeah, it's just something in my brain.
Yeah. No.
Like, it's not like I tried or made it that way. I'm not, like, bragging on myself. It's just something in my brain, like, that connects things. Because from, like, even elementary school, I was testing, like, college-level reading comprehension. So it's just something that's, like, super easy to me. So I think that's why I like reading so much.
Yeah, my brain and my eyes don't connect or something. I don't know what it is.
You're like, but I do understand. There are definitely times where I, like, start thinking about other things that I need to do or something, but yet I'm still continuing to read. Or I do that with podcasts a lot. I'll have to all of a sudden go, I have no idea what they said for the last 10 minutes. What are they talking about? Anyway, okay.
Okay, we're going to make some crafts now.
Yeah, but here's the problem, Jessye.
What?
I know what Harry Potter house I'm in.
I have to figure out what Harry Potter house I'm in?
You have to take this special quiz.
Something we're making Blake a tie or something?
Ooh, we could. We'd have to have them test, too.
Okay, well,
I know.
Let's figure out what...
Dear husband is a Hufflepuff, I just know it.
Did you take the test with him?
No. I'm guessing. Actually, I was buying felt to make a Ravenclaw. I'm a Ravenclaw. I was buying felt to make my Harry Potter
Don't I
vow.
want to be a Gryffindor?
No, you just are what you are.
But I thought there's one that nobody wanted to be on.
Oh, well, Slytherin in the movies is portrayed as, like, not great at the beginning.
I hope I get that one.
But when you read the books and you get into the final movies, like, some great people were in Slytherin.
Okay.
It's just, there's, like, a proclivity to darkness.
Okay.
And the reason that I had to actually take the test, because the main characters are all in Gryffindor. And so, like, I think everyone's like, I'm a Gryffindor, you know. The reason I had to actually take the test is because dear husband told me he thought I was in Slytherin. And I was like, what?
Okay.
So I took the test, and I found out I was in Ravenclaw. And then my best friend was like, oh, I always thought you would be a Ravenclaw.
Which team is the best at Quidditch?
Ooh.
Or which school?
Gryffindor wins a lot. That's the house that you're in. Okay, so you're going to take this quiz on Pottermore.
Okay.
I signed you in. I used our Booze and Glues at Gmail. Y'all can email us if you have, like, questions or suggestions or, I don't know, just want to say hi.
Hello, we're your new best
What's
friends.
up? We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
boozeandglues@gmail.com.
Love it.
So you're registered. So you have to choose these selections on this test right now. It's really intense. I'm enjoying watching you do this. You don't have to talk. I'll tell the story of how I took the test, found out I was in Ravenclaw, and then my friend Callie, that, like, we've been really good friends for a super long time, was like, and we're both Harry Potter nerds, and I keep trying to get her to get a Harry Potter tattoo with me, but she doesn't have any tattoos yet, so she's hard to sway. She was like, oh, I always knew you'd be in Ravenclaw. It just fits. So I've totally embraced my Ravenclaw identity. And I'm going to make a Ravenclaw bow. Lucky for us, I already made a pattern for when I made a bow for a friend of mine's daughter. So, and I went to Joann's today and I bought all of the embroidery threads and all of the felt in every Harry Potter house color, just so we could do this. Because I didn't know what you would be. Not that Pottermore needs a plug, but you can also, like, take a test to see what wand you would have, and take a test to see what kind of Patronus you would have. You don't even know what that means right now, but someday you will.
I doubt it.
I have all of the Harry Potter movies, and I am happy to lend them to you. Oh, yeah, so as I'm buying felt, not this time at Joann's at lunch today, but a couple weeks ago I went to buy felt I was looking for Ravenclaw blue, and they didn't have any at Michael's. But I ran into Hillary and Brandon, and they came up, and I was listening to a podcast, because that's what I do when I'm in stores, because I'm anxious, and it makes me, like, feel better, like there's someone with me. And that usually I listen to, like, true crime, murdery podcasts, so in my brain I'm like, ha, 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 nobody knows that I'm listening about someone slitting someone else's throat right now. Like, it gives me some kind of weird power. It's creepy, I know. So they, like, snuck up on me. I didn't even see them, and I was like, oh my gosh. Brandon's like, what are you up to? They were there to get Valentine's supplies for Hillary's kindergarten class. These are just friends of ours. And I said, oh, I'm looking for Harry Potter, like, house colors. And he's like, oh, what house are you in? I'm a Ravenclaw. And Brandon's like, I'm a Ravenclaw too.
What does me choosing left or right have to do with what freaking...
Oh, you don't have a, like, I always choose left. I don't like right.
I'm in Hufflepuff.
Of course. You and Adam, of course, are going to be in Hufflepuff. Okay. So.
I'm a badger.
Let's hear the quality traits of a Hufflepuff.
More about my house.
Just to be clear, I don't actually know that Adam's a Hufflepuff. But I'm, like, certain he is. So that's what Brandon's like, I'm a Ravenclaw too. And so we're looking through the blues, and he's like, none of these are quite right. And I'm like, I know, I'm going to have to go look at Joann's and see if they have a different color of felt. And so I found nice Ravenclaw blue. And so then we start just nerding out about Harry Potter in the aisle, and I just see Hillary's eyes, like, glaze over. And she just, like, starts staring into space.
And Hillary could be friends.
I look at her
we
and
are friends, but we don't
Yeah.
hang out very often. We could be better friends.
I looked at her and I was just like, oh, you're not into this, are you? And she's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And Brandon and I just kind of look at each other, shaking our heads. And I'm like, you know, Adam's the same way. Dear husband doesn't know anything about this. And Brandon's like, he's got to be a Hufflepuff. So it's so funny that you got a Hufflepuff. I was like, I think so too. So you're Hufflepuff. Okay, read us stories.
Why does this look like the Twilight guy?
Oh, because before the Twilight guy was the Twilight guy, he was Cedric Diggory. And he was in House Hufflepuff. He dies.
Oh, well.
So sad.
Okay.
He's a hero.
So my traits are loyal, patient, fair, hardworking, and true.
Aww. Do you think you're those things?
I'm sure.
Sure.
No, actually, loyal, I definitely am. Patient, not so much.
Maybe you are, and you just haven't, like, exercised that muscle.
I don't ever exercise it. Hardworking, I think, is...
I think you're definitely hardworking.
True. I mean, I don't feel like I, like, lie all the time.
Well, I don't feel like true is saying, like, are you truthful? It's like, are you true about, like... I think you're a very true person.
Cool.
Like, you're honest about who you are.
Oh, yeah, that's probably
It's
true.
not like you show different faces to different people or... No, you're true.
speaking of who I am and being true to that, I still am laughing at, we're at trivia the other night, and one of our trivia team people named Brad, so I'm sitting here like eating, right? And I don't remember what you asked me to have. Oh, you said, I think you were trying to find me a podcast that I'm going to like.
Right.
And you said, do you like history? And I was like,
No.
no. And you're like, no, not like learning like history class, but just like learning about history.
Random things.
And I'm like,
by comedians. Shout out to the Dollop. If I shout out to the Dollop, maybe they'll shout us out.
If we're talking about history by comedians, like,
Oh, it's
Drunk History.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
My favorite thing in the whole entire world.
Okay, you're listening to the Dollop.
Okay.
That's how they start the beginning of every podcast.
Okay.
That was inadvertent.
I can maybe do it if it's like Drunk History.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get down with this.
So Brad's sitting there and he goes, Jessye, do you even like people? And I was kind of just like, no, I don't.
Remember those socks? I hate everyone too.
Yeah.
We're talking about him at the Super Bowl party.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny that, like, that's how I come across, is exactly how I am. Do you even like people?
No, you're lucky that I'm sitting here with you. I mean, feel privileged that you are in my presence, you jackass.
It was hilarious. I was just like, well,
to be totally honest,
that's how my life works.
I like individual people. I don't like people as a crowd.
Yeah. Like, obviously, there are some people that I like. I have some family members I like.
Right. Oh, I am a firm believer. Just because you're related by blood does not mean you have to be friends. Are you kidding me?
So, I mean, I think I tend to give them a fairer chance, my family.
Oh, sure. Like, you give them more chances than you would a random person.
Correct.
Random person, like, you'd have been done right off a long time ago.
Bye, Felicia.
Right. But family, it's like, okay, you get another chance at this. I'm going to give you more than I would the average.
Yes.
But I swear, sometimes I wonder if God didn't make some of the people in my family, like, as a joke. Like, now you're going to have to deal with this person forever.
You done screwed up.
No,
Tab.
I think God has a sense of humor. He's got to have a sense of humor.
We talk about that at work sometimes because we're going through this really crazy accreditation. And my boss and we joke all the time. She'll be like, why is this happening? Like, I just don't understand why this is so difficult. Like, and she'll just be like, God, like, what the heck is happening? And I'll be like, Trish, I think he just really extra loves us. And that's why he's making our lives so difficult. Because he knows we're just way too awesome for things.
You know, trials and whatnot. You build character.
And she's like, okay, sure, Jessye.
Now, I think I might have told you that I'm not 100% sure we're not living in simulation.
Right.
I told you about this theory, right?
Yeah.
So I said that the other day to someone, and they were like, oh my gosh, how can you even say that? That goes against everything you believe in. And I'm like, no, I don't think it does. Like, I'm fine. Like, what if we are in does being in simulation mean that there's not a God?
True.
I don't think so. I think there's a God. And I also think that we might be in simulation. Okay. So, I made a bow for my friend's daughter for her birthday a while back. She was having a panda-themed birthday.
Okay.
And so I created this little pattern, and voila, it's a bow. Okay, so we're going to cut out. I just traced it on the fabric. It looks a little like a face mask, only you don't have the ties, right?
What color is Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff is yellow and black.
Okay.
Can you get down with that?
Like a bumblebee?
Like a bumblebee. Plus, look, it'll match your sweater right now. Totally.
I could wear my yellow dress to trivia. Oh, I can't work out in my yellow dress, so never mind.
You can't change when you get to the gym?
I hate going in the locker room.
You can't change in the car? I'd change in the car on like the regular. I don't give a fudge who might happen to see me. We are going to just trim these out. This is the easy part. Now, every Harry Potter house has its main color and an accent color. The accent colors are like mostly kind of metallic, only the metallic color for Hufflepuff is just black, which is interesting. But in anticipation that you might be Hufflepuff, I bought metallic-y black embroidery thread. Boom.
Wow.
That's
Did you
all.
know I was going to be Hufflepuff?
Well, nobody knows anything.
Well, you know Adam's Hufflepuff.
I think he is. I'm going to make him take the test. We're super going to wear these to trivia night.
I might bring mine in my purse.
No, you have to wear it. That's fine. You can bring it in your purse. You don't have to walk in with it. You can bring it in your purse, and you can put it on while you're sitting at the table, and you can take it off before you get up. But if I'm going to wear my flippin' Ravenclaw bow, you got to wear your Hufflepuff bow, okay?
Yeah, but you're going to wear your Ravenclaw bow with pride.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to wear my Hufflepuff bow with confusion.
No, it's just part of the team spirit. You know when you dress up 80s to go see, like, Tainted Love?
Yeah.
Yeah, just get in with the, like, fun. Right?
Okay.
Look at this. Look at how amazing this is. Boom. You cut it out, it's a bow.
Love it.
Okay, so we'll stitch that together, and then you're going to use your accent color to make, like, a little band in the middle for the center part of the bow.
Okay.
Soup's easy.
Soups.
This is, like, the simplest craft we've done.
How do we attach it to my head?
Oh,
With a bobby pin?
so, yeah, I've made them in the past with, like, clips, which we can totally do clips and sew them on. But I kind of find that bobby pins tend to work the best. But I have a shit ton of clips because, you know, I do hair sometimes.
Shit ton of clips.
I have a shit ton of clips from doing perms. I haven't done a perm since beauty school, and I don't intend to.
You don't like the perm?
No. My grandma asked me if I would do a perm, and I was like, no. My sweet, sweet 89-year-old great grandma.
Too bad, so sad, Grandma.
Sorry, Grams. No, actually what it is I really like to do them at home. Like, I'm really not set up to do a perm because you have to stay in a shampoo bowl for a super long time. And I'm just like, Grandma, your poor, poor neck is just going to be destroyed if you sit.
I feel like mine hurts just after, like, one little shampoo.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's no way I can make her stay in, like, my portable shampoo bowl for hours. No. Sorry, Grandma. Okay. Cut yourself a strip of black. About yay.
I did.
You already did. You're so fast. Okay.
Don't mess around here, Tab.
Now,
I'm a crafting machine. Hufflepuff power.
I'm so excited about this. Hufflepuff power.
Team Edward. That was a good one.
Oh, that was nice.
I'm hilarious.
Sparkly vampires and badgers.
I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna say, Team Edward! Okay.
Oh my god, you should. Okay, we need needles. Here's a needle for you.
Gracious.
Anyway, I have all the rest of the Harry Potter colors, so if anybody, we could make bow ties for Blake. Andrew, my brother Andrew, who is going to fill in for some of our trivias for us, right?
He's our ringer when we have nerd night.
Yeah. Nerd night, he shows up instead of my dad, because my dad's like, The Hobbit, what?
So am I, but you don't see me calling in a ringer.
So I'm assuming he's taken the tests. He's the one who got me into Harry Potter. He's Slytherin all the way. So I think that I should make him a Slytherin bow tie to wear. He would totally sport it.
He would.
Yeah, he has no shame. Our whole family, we're all crazy. Okay, Ravenclaw traits. Intelligence, wit, wisdom, creativity, originality, individuality, acceptance.
Okay, that sounds very you.
It does. I mean, it's things I strive for. I don't know if I've achieved those things.
Okay.
Gryffindors are like brave and stuff. I don't ever think of myself. I always, before I ever really thought about it, I always thought like, oh, I want to be in Gryffindor because that's where the people are from, right? But once
This is where the people are.
As Jessie's walking over to look at herself in the mirror with her bone hair. It's super cute.
Gotta work on my Hufflepuff boat.
Yeah, so I always was like, oh, I want to be in Gryffindor. But then once I really started thinking about it, I'm like, I don't fit in Gryffindor. I'm not brave. I think courageous.
I'm a scaredy cat, y'all.
I am.
Don't put me in Gryffindor.
I'm not courageous. I mean, I'll do what I have to do to, like, get through life because I have to. Like, I feel like I'm strong, but I don't, like, go out seeking that, you know?
Yeah. I feel you.
I mean, and I'm only strong when I, like, have to be. It's like when I don't have any other choice, you know? I've lived through some shit, Jessye.
You know, life can be like that. Ain't that the truth?
So, do you want to hear a funny story? Of course you do.
Of course.
So, you know the band Skid Row?
No.
It's an 80s hair band.
Oh, I do, actually.
Okay.
Yes. Look, I made a little star in the middle of mine.
Eek, that is adorable. I love it.
Team Edward! I should...
Oh my god.
I should have done this before I put this thing on here, but...
God.
Oh, well. Okay.
So...
As you can tell, I did watch Twilight. Did I read it? Nope.
I have all the Twilight and all the Harry Potter books in hardback if you ever want to borrow them. Just saying.
I doubt it, but thanks for the offer. You're so generous.
And not only that, I also have, like, the rando follow-up books. Like, they were, like, the Twilight books, she released, like, a short story. Cursed Child just came out last year. Got it. I'm super into it. I like to, like, take things to a finality, you know? I think that's funny that you were like, what does this have to do with anything? And to me, I immediately, like, if somebody ever gives me the choice, I'm like, oh, left. Like, right seems like an even thing in my brain, and left seems like an odd thing. And I don't like even numbers.
That's true. You do not.
So it just seems like a natural, like, oh, of course I would choose left. But that's just how my brain works.
Well, I mean, I chose right.
Oh, see? It's good. I think that, I mean, there's a reason that I think Adam's a Hufflepuff and we get along well.
Right.
Is because you need the, like, contrasting things.
What's Paula Abdul's song? Opposites Attract?
Yeah. Is that the one with the little cat in the video? So cute.
Possibly.
Oh, I had to show one of the girls I work with who's just a baby, and she doesn't know most things. That Paula Abdul video one day, because we were, like, talking about it, and we were all laughing, and like, oh, that was the best, and she was just like, I have no idea what's happening right now, I don't even know. She's like, Paula Abdul, the lady from
American Idol.
American Idol? And I'm like, well, yeah, but, like, there's a reason she was on American Idol, and it's because before that she was, like, a singer and a choreographer and everything. And
a cheerleader at CSU Northridge! Go Matadors!
What?
So, I went to CSU Northridge in
Really?
Northridge, California. And Paula Abdul went there, too, at one point in her life, and she was a cheerleader.
That was before the car accident that broke her back and made her take all the pills. All the pills in the world.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Also, either Cheech or Chong went to CSUN. Don't know which one.
You don't know which one.
I mean, I knew at one point. I think it might be Chong.
That's
no,
hilarious.
I think it might be Cheech. I don't know.
One of them. Yet another thing that could be easily Googled.
Yeah. And he donates a lot of money to they have a pretty big, like, Latino studies program.
Aww.
And he donates a bunch of money to them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't ever remember Cheech's first name. But I do always remember that it's Tommy Chong for some reason.
Cheech Marin.
Oh, that's his first name.
Mm-hmm. Or something like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds familiar. And then it's Tommy Chong.
We're talking about Cheech and Chong. Oh, life. Doesn't it just...
Why not?
Make you happy?
Why not? Yeah, so I had to show this, she's like 22. I show her this video, and she's just like, it's super cheesy. It's from like the 90s,
Yeah.
And she's just like, I don't understand why you guys think this is so funny. I'm like, well, I guess you had to be there.
Yeah.
You missed out. I mean...
Well, I wasn't there, and I still think it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's just not quite
Maybe
sure.
she, like, really wanted to take advantage of the fact she's younger, and she's like, I'm not even going to give in to their, like...
She's rubbing it in her faces.
Could be.
She's like, you oldies. You don't know. So, great news, and we're super excited this week that we actually put up and published to the world our first episodes.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing. We hopefully will get a lot more out in a much quicker fashion this time around. But seriously, like, that was a big step. So we're pretty psyched about that.
Y'all can listen to our craziness.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Booze and Glues. Spell it out.
BOOZEANDGLUES.
Oh, I didn't mean you had to. But good job.
Yes, and is spelt out. It's not an ampersand.
Ooh, so fancy.
I love the name ampersand.
I know. Most people will be like, it's not the and sign thing. And you're like, oh, let me give you the correct technical word for it. It's so fancy. I love it. It is a fun name. It's a fun thing to say.
But we don't use it. We spell it out, A-N-D.
Yeah, that's a side note.
Or you can go to facebook.com/Booze and Glues. Again, no ampersand. It's A-N-D.
And you can also find us on Twitter at Booze and Glues.
A-N-D, no ampersand again.
Again. Same thing.
It's spelled exactly the same every time.
Yeah, we tried to make it uniform.
Booze is spelled just like you would think it would be. It's like a B as in boy, O as in Oliver.
I'm really enjoying your phonetic alphabet. Keep going.
O as in orange.
Because it changed just now.
Z as in zebra. And E as in...
Team Edward.
Team Edward. And glues.
I think you should. And A as in...
Always. Okay, can we talk about how this is literally... You know when you're on the phone with, like, customer service or whatever, and they ask you to, like, spell something out and, like, associate a word with it?
Right.
I can never... It's always the weirdest words.
You just freak out?
Yeah.
Your brain just panics?
Yep.
I was married to a cop, and my brother's a cop, and also my best friend was a cop. So, in my brain, I just know all the letters because I spent way too much time listening to the scanner. So
That
it's
makes
like
sense.
A as in Adam, N as in Nancy, D as in David.
Is it all names?
No.
Oh.
And then glues, G as in George, L as in Larry, U as in unicorn. I don't know if that's the right one. But I'm using it because it's unicorn. E as in Edward, S as in Sam. Booze and glues.
Love it.
Okay. I really kind of want to hear the rest of your phonetic alphabet, though.
N as in never. D as in donut.
Nice.
G as in golf. L as in loser. U as in you don't want none of this. E as in ecstasy. And S is in sleaze ball.
Well,
And thank you for listening.
thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did.
Come and be friends with us.
Find us on the places, interact with us.
We need friends.
We will tweet you back. We will
We only have each other.
like your comments.
And we really need new friends. So.
I resent that.
Just kidding. I have some friends.
If
If you're listening, you know you are.
Jessye needs some fellow Hufflepuffs to get on board with us.
Team Edward!
Still the best thing ever. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia!
I'm going to do it again. I think my bye should come after.
Oh. Bye,
why-
Felicia.
Our glasses aren't empty,
Oh.
so we can't say the thing.
And that's how the cookie crumbles. Oh, we can be done here. Goodbye. Goodbye.
No, I think we should keep spitballing.
Goodbye. See y'all later.